Hey guys, it's me, EODGamer here, and today we'll be doing a weapon showcase and comparison of several swords. Mainly, we'll be covering first the Primordial Jade Cutter versus Mistsplitter and R5 Blacksword. Then we will also include Amenoma Kageuchi, Sacrificial Sword, Freedom Sword, Skyward Blade, and Aquila Favonia towards the end of the video. We are doing this slightly differently and putting in a bit more effort, in a sense that we will account for the crit rate stats in the artifact substats. As you can see here, I have prepared a 100 and 200 ratio for Primordial Jade Cutter's very high crit rate substat. What we will be doing is, as we lower the crit rate of the weapon, for example going on to the Blacksword which has less crit rate, we'll be tuning down the amount of crit damage to a lower amount to reflect the very high crit rate that Primordial Jade Cutter has. But without further ado, let's begin with our first test for Primordial Jade Cutter. So we need to test out his E with max Amison stats. Now we'll be testing for the Mistsplitter Reforged, but notice that the Mistsplitter Reforged has 44% less crit damage equivalent compared to the Primordial Jade Cutter. This is why, after switching to the Mistsplitter Reforged, we have to still deduct this by 44%, which brings the amount to 205% crit damage approximately. So now we have roughly around 205% crit damage, which reflects accurately Primordial Jade Cutter's very high crit rate substat. Another thing to note is that Mistsplitter's passive requires us to reverse the order we saw previously and use Ayato's Q first, then use his E to get the full stacks from Mistsplitter. Now we'll be testing out the Blacksword. Note that Blacksword has 17% less crit rate compared to Primordial Jade Cutter. What this means is we have to reduce the crit damage we had here, which is 205 previously, into a much lower amount of about 171. So this will be our stats that we'll be using for the test of R5 Blacksword. So right now, we'll be switching over to R5 Amenoma Blade, but we have to reduce our Primordial Jade Cutter stats by 88% crit damage in order to reflect the accurate damage that Primordial Jade Cutter's high crit rate provides. This means that this number we see here, 805, will be reduced to approximately 117 crit damage. So we have the current stats at about 120% crit damage, which is approximately equal to the 117 we were supposed to reach. Now we'll be testing Sacrificial Sword with the exact same ratio as Amenoma Blade. It's simpler because we don't have to change the crit ratio and crit damage anymore. For the Freedom Sword test, we'll be adding Fisher with a Hunter's Bow just to proc the passive of Freedom Sword. And now this is the damage without the Freedom Swan proc. Now we were testing out the Aquila Favonia.
総流水泳と安らかに